Yo, what's up? This is B Hop. I'd like to say what's up, man. E Thriller, the Black Mikasa. What's going on? This is the champ, the Hall of Famer. Respect, the undisputed. Yeah.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
The Black Picasso cleaning up the sport of boxing, speaking facts over the gossip. Haters all up in the comments. I ain't here to be liked, but smash that like and noti button. We don't sugarcoat nothing, just healthy boxing discussions. E-Thriller, painting these pictures oh so vivid. Applying Duke, Coach K, that straight full court pressure. Only God could judge me, so tell these chumps ducking smoke. Remember one thing that the boxing guys don't like, ugly. Shut out Big Fish and everybody that joins the panel. For all my new supporters, sub to the channel. Like Floyd say, it's easy work. That bait jab with that left hook send them straight to sleep. Experts, we the experts. We never sugarcoat. Tune in to Black Picasso. Sit back, enjoy the show. Enjoy the show.
Now, before I get into what I'm about to get into, I just want to make sure that each and every last one of y'all hit that like or dislike button. And please don't forget to put some motherfucking Coach K, Duke, full court pressure on that sub button if you're new to the channel. And please be sure to ring that noti bell so you can be notified via email each and every time your boy E Thriller, aka Hamrothstein, aka Goat Thriller, aka the Black Picasso, because I paint these pictures so vividly with my words on the sport of boxing whenever I feel like it. And once again, fight fans, ladies and gentlemen in the Wolf Pack, welcome back. Now, first things first, man. Shout out to everybody that's watching this live stream podcast on my YouTube account, my Twitch account, my other YouTube account. I just dropped the link in the chat. Make sure y'all go sub up so I can get monetized on my new channel. I need to run the subs up to 1,000. So I need everybody in the chat right now. If you haven't done so already, please go sub up to my new channel, Go Thriller, the aka the Black Picasso, or some shit like that. I can't remember the name. But anyway, man, shout out to everybody on Facebook. Shout out to everybody on Twitter. Shout out to everybody on IG and beyond, man. I appreciate y'all. Make sure you hit that like button as you come through the door. Now, first things first, man. Earl Spence says the fight is definitely going to happen with Terence Crawford too, but I feel played. So we're just going to dig deep into this interview that Errol Spence dropped on his old lady channel about, I think it was 8 days ago. Shout out to her. She's doing her thing. Make sure y'all go hit that like button and sub up to, I believe it's called AO on the Rocks or some shit like that. But yeah, man, it was a pretty in-depth interview. It was about an hour and 3 minute long and some change. The title of it is Errol Spence Breaks Silence on Crawford Fight, Family Life, and more. Opens up like never before. It was a very detailed interview. I really appreciated it 100%. I'm not going to listen to the whole interview. I'm just going to play a little sound bite of the negotiation part between himself and Terence Crawford, because, of course, that's why we all here tonight. So without further ado, I'm not going to show the actual video because I don't want to get flagged. So DJ E Thriller, roll that audio. Let's hear what Errol Spence had to say, a.k.a. the Big Fish.
Your next fight.
And just keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, it's probably going to be a little low because, you know, they talk a little low on this interview for some reason. I don't fucking know. But anyway, so I can't turn it up any higher than what it is.
Who we got?
I don't know, but, you know, me and Crawford are definitely in the talks. You know, we've been talking, so hopefully it can be me and him.
We're gonna start right into our negotiations going better than what they were before.
Yeah, definitely. Me and Crawford, when we were talking directly, we were probably all calling for probably 40 minutes, 30 minutes, we probably spent probably 15 minutes talking about, negotiation parts and stuff like that. We just talk about, getting a feel for each other and, basically talking about our families and, current situations we had going on and stuff like that. And then we start talking about, boxing and us fighting and negotiation and things like that. But it went well, and our teams are still negotiating. We're still having talks, so it's going very well.
you have, you know, had some obstacles in your life. You have a wreck, a very bad wreck, a few years.
Okay, so just to further elaborate on what he just said, and once again, shout out to everybody that's in this live chat. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Earl Spence said that he spoke to Terence Crawford. They spoke on the phone for about 35 to maybe 45 minutes about family and life and the parts of their career and trying to make this fight. And he's saying that negotiations are going good. Of course, he never really gave us a specific date or a specific reasoning behind what's the holdup at the moment. So one can only speculate. Is it Terence Crawford? Is it Earl Spence? Is it Al Haymon? I don't fucking know, because once again, I'm one of them niggas that is willing to say on YouTube that I don't know everything about the sport of boxing. I don't have any fucking inside sources to either one of these dudes' camps. And even if I did, I would take what they tell me with a grain of salt, because are they really going to tell me exactly what is going on during negotiations? You understand what I'm saying? So I'm just going to do my due diligence and hold off from saying, Earl Spence is still ducking or Terence Crawford is ducking this fight, because honestly, I don't know what the fuck is going on. But one thing I do know is this: Stephen Espinoza did come out a couple of months ago and stated that Terence Crawford, contrary to what, all this propaganda and bullshit that a lot of people like to spread, Terence Crawford never stepped away from the negotiation table, even when he accepted the fight with David Avenesian, right? So the negotiations have been going on for quite some time now, right? And Earl Spence, he's no longer talking about his horses. He ain't talking about his cows, his pigs, and his chickens, and his ranch, and all this other shit. He's being more open and honest and more engaging about opening up about this fight. And I really appreciate it. I don't know if this because he's with his woman and he's in the comfort of his own home, or is it the fact that he ain't really fucking with these Earl sexual channels who love to clip this nigga toenails and lie for this nigga to no end, as if Earl Spence wasn't running around here holding up this fight by collecting the fucking belts. Hello. How soon do we forget about the fucking easier route plan when you had to go a plan to go fight X, Y, and Z, Danny Garcia, Mikey Garcia, guys, Manny Pacquiao, Keith Thurman probably. So we know deep down in our heart of hearts, in the past, Earl Spence was the motherfucker that was holding up this fight. Facts. This shit is well documented on the best series on YouTube. Here's proof that Earl Spence is still ducking Terence Bud Crawford. I got 19 episodes on this shit, and if you haven't done your research, just go check it out. Make sure you hit the like button on all them goddamn videos, right? But I'm going to just say this, man. I'm going to be honest. This interview, although it was in-depth, although it was very detailed, and he opened up, the shit was very boring. I mean, I'm going to be honest, man. I'm not one of these niggas that's going to lie and cap for Earl Spence and his woman, because I think she tried her best to, get Earl to be more engaging as far as being more open and honest and maybe a little bit more wittier and funnier about the topic at hand. But Earl Spence was just being Earl Spence, and he does what he does best. He just sit up at the podium and blink his fucking eyes. He's very, negotiations are going on, and everything is going good, and I just got to go milk my cows and all this other bullshit. I mean, the interview was very fucking boring, but hats off to Earl for finally coming up and saying something, because he should have said this shit 6 months ago. Whenever Terence Bud Crawford went on his IG Live and came out and told his side of the negotiations of why I fell through and things of that nature, Earl Spence been lollygagging, and he came out on Twitter and they had a long back and forth. I ain't about to go into detail because honestly, hey, man, I'm tired of talking about this fucking topic. This is going to be the last show I do on Earl Spence and Terence Bud Crawford up until the point they announce this fight, because I'm just burnt out on hearing the same motherfucking points on who's ducking who is the A side, who is the better fighter, and all this other goofy shit, because half this shit can't be proven until both of these niggas get in the fucking ring and prove who was right and who was wrong on fight night. But up until that point, man, shout out to Earl Spence for doing his interview with his old lady. He ain't really fucking with the Earl sexuals once again. So y'all niggas can quit lying. Y'all niggas could quit capping for Earl Spence, because he don't fuck with y'all. This nigga that has been shitting on y'all for I don't know how long now. And he basically says that niggas on YouTube don't know shit. And Terence Crawford says the same. So I don't know why a lot of you niggas love to run around here and cry for him and lie for him and create these fucking false ass, fictitious ass narratives as if you on this fucking payrolls. I mean, I'm going to start looking at some of you niggas' bank statements, because I can rest assure you that none of you niggas are getting any direct deposits from Man Down Promotions. Yeah, I said it. and I didn't stutter. So at the end of the day, man, the man is saying all the right things. I can't really criticize Errol Spence like I always do. Hats off to Errol Spence, man. He ain't on no goofy shit right now. The man said what he had to say. I'm not going to be too long-winded tonight. I'm about to read some of these comments, and then I'm going to drop the link. If y'all want to come on and give y'all 2 cents about it, you can. If not, then I'm going to get the hell on out of here and take my ass to sleep. But back to the comments I go. Starting from the top. Shout out to Al Mullah, man. He said, had to come through and smash the like button, bro. I might be sleep later. You already know what it is. Hey, man, I appreciate you. Shout out to my nigga Young Money. Hold on, y'all. Let me come up, man. Oh, and another thing I kind of wanted to touch up on before I forget about Earl Spence. My biggest takeaway from this interview, this is my personal opinion. I do not know this to be fact, but listening to him talk about, the Rex and his life and how much he loved his children and his family. And, he really had missed the sport of boxing because he don't really appreciate the training and the process of cutting weight and having fat camps and being out of shape in the past. And, the drinking issue, which I really don't ever talk about on my channel because honestly, that's his personal life. I don't give a fuck. We all got vices. His vice is obviously alcohol. My vices is buying shoes and clothes and pussy. I mean, I'm just going to be honest. So I'm not going to judge Earl Spence on that. We all have our respective vices. But my biggest takeaway from this interview, and I hope you're sitting down for this, but this is just my opinion. This is not fact. So y'all can check me on this. We can debate if y'all want to. I think Errol Spence is about to cash out, y'all. Errol Spence doesn't strike me as an individual right now who is solely sold on, continuing to box after this fight with Terence Crawford. I'm just going to throw that out there. I wouldn't be surprised, y'all, if Errol Spence, once he gets this ass kicking, and oh yes, I believe Bud is going to kick his ass. I truly do. I'm not waffling one fucking bit, right? I think he's going to stop Errol Spence. That's just my personal opinion. I think Earl is going to say, fuck this shit. I'm going to chill out on my ranch. I'm tired of taking this punishment. I'm tired of being criticized by the media. And I just want to live a regular life, take care of my kids and family, chill out, and do better. I think Errol Spence is going to cash out and retire after these 1 or 2 fights with Terence Crawford. That's just my personal opinion. Y'all let me know if y'all got that vibe in the chat. But that's kind of the vibe that I got from this goddamn interview. But that's just me. Yeah, man. Shout out to the Wolfpack. Shout out to everybody in the motherfucking Wolfpack. What up, X-Man? He said, salute E3 in the Wolfpack. We cooking tonight. Yes, sir. I appreciate you, my brother. Is that Stephen Brimley? Hold on. Is that Stephen Brimley? He said, yes, sir. I appreciate you, my brother. Was popping. What up, Cash Cade? He said, sup, E3. How are you, kind sir? I appreciate you for pulling up on your boy. What up, CI, your boy? I always say your name wrong. So you know what? I'm going to just say, what up, CY? He said, I've been waiting on this one. Hey, man, I appreciate it, my brother. Yeah, man. Shout out to Mr. Gold and the big homie on the panel. He said, E3, what's up, little bro? I ain't shit, man. Just trying to chop it up about this Earl Spence, Terence Crawford situation. And I would love to know what you think, Mr. Golden. Do you think this fight is going to happen? Because Earl Spence is saying it's definitely going to happen. And do you think Earl Spence not ducking no more? Do you think Al Heyman is the nigga that's holding up this fight? Because I don't know, man. I don't really know what's going on. I don't know if it's Earl. I don't know if it's Bud. And I don't know if it's Al. I don't know if it's Steven Espinosa in Showtime. Who knows? I guess we just got to wait and see. I don't know at this point. What up, Five? He said, this should be good. Hey, man, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. He said, salute E-Thriller. Hey, man, salute to you, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Who haven't I got, man? What up, Fotex? Where you been at, boy? I was popping. What up, Danny? Danny, he said, Big 3 was good. Hey, man, ain't shit, man. Ain't shit. Just on here talking about this boxing. Make sure y'all go sub up to my new channel, too, man. We got to get monetized, man. I got to get up to 1,000 subs and get these watch hours up, man. So, y'all make sure y'all go do that for me. Yeah, shout out to the chat. What up, Rise? He said, salute E-Thriller in the chat. Was popping. How are you, kind sir? So this is what I'm going to do, man. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link if y'all want to come on the rock because I don't plan on being on here all night during the week no more. And, yeah, man, y'all go ahead and click that link. Let me pin it. Hold on, y'all. Just in case somebody want to come on the rock and give me their personal opinion on this matter. Do y'all feel like Earl Spence is more open to this fight with Terence Crawford? And do y'all think this fight is going to happen? Because right now it's being rumored that the fight is supposed to go down on July the 22nd. But once again, we can only take that with a grain of salt because we've had multiple dates already in 2023, and none of those proved to be true. Hell, we had a bunch of people saying that the fight was going to get announced at the goddamn Gervonta Tank Davis fight and Ryan Kardashian, Oops, I Mean Garcia fight. And whenever that shit didn't go through, Now niggas was like, damn, they just keep moving the goalposts as usual. So I just say, man, let's just pump the brakes and let's just wait for both of these fighters to announce this motherfucking fight. Because even when his old lady asked him, like, hey, you know, is this fight got a date or whatever? He's like, hey man, y'all can be in Vegas, but I ain't gonna be in Vegas, or something about his partners or some shit like that. But yeah, man. So Earl don't even know the goddamn date. Ain't no announcement been made. So I'm not gonna come on here and just make us some shit just for clicks and likes. But make sure y'all cut on y'all cam, man, and then you can cut them off. Then I'm gonna bring y'all on one at a time. And let me go over the rules just in case y'all might be new to the panel and the channel. The panel etiquette: turn on your cam, mute your audio until I introduce you. You have 5 minutes to speak. Pop your shit. 4, don't dominate the show. Let everybody else pop their shit. And don't mention any other channels, and respect the host and guests. All right, man. Going out to the unbiased Brim Reaper. You're live on the chat with the Woodpack. Talk to me, man. What's popping? Hey, yo, Brim, what's popping?
Oh, my bad. I had my mic muted. Good evening, my brother. How you doing, man?
Hey, man, I can't complain. How are you?
I'm chilling, man. You know, just enjoying my night off, man. And, you know, happy to see you on. You know, it's always a pleasure when my bro's on.
Well, goddamn, it's always a pleasure when you off from work, because you the hardest working man I know, my brother.
Non-facts.
Yeesh. But go ahead, Papa shit, Brim. What's your thoughts on this topic? Go ahead.
All right. So it's good that Errol Spence spoke up in regards to what's going on, give a little clarity. You know, it's been so much caping and capping in regards to this. And, you know, you're right. It is kind of tiresome talking about it until we get to some fight. But, you know, what I see personally is the continued bullshit coming from his advisor / promotional company. I always put more of the onus on them than I did on the fighters. I never thought either fighter was scared of each other. And the more and more time goes by and the more and more moves that are being made by them, this shows me that they're the reason why this fight hasn't happened. Because the rumor, and again, this is a rumor mill, you know, it's not factual, but it has been some evidence where it really looks like it's a very solid possibility that Al Heyman rejected $30 million from Saudis as well for each fighter. He only wants this fight on his terms. And what has that gotten us? 6 years or 5 years waiting on this fight. That's what it's gotten us. That's where my onus is. And for me, I've reached a breaking point after this weekend where I'm ready to see PBC fold. So make the fight. Let's have the fight. Let's see them go in. It'd be nice. But I'm tired of the bullshit from them, because what they do it just does not benefit boxing. And just how I feel.
Hey, man, and speaking to that point, Brim, make sure you drop the video link of you cooking earlier today on that live, man, so everybody can go sub up and hit that like button on that video, man, because you was cooking
no doubt
on that topic right there. Oh, my God.
Yeah, man.
Very entertaining show.
Appreciate you, my brother.
Yes, sir, man. Is that all you got to say before I pass the mic?
Yeah, go and let the next man jump on and speak his piece.
All right, that's a bit. All right, going out to the big homie, 912 Mr. Golden. You're live on the chat with the Woodpack. Holler at me, man. What's popping?
Hey, man, you cut into my Monday night WWE, man.
You still watch that shit? I only watch the pay-per-views, man. I don't watch the shit on Monday night and Friday.
Hey, man, it was boring, man. It wasn't nothing else on TV, man. So I was watching that, and then the shit pop up notification. I said, God damn, the nigga coming right at the main event, too.
Yeah, well, I've been pushing this show back because my schedule been real crazy, man.
I know, bro, man.
To everybody in the Woodpack.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my best to get back on my shit, man. But my schedule been all over the place. But go ahead, Mr. Go.
Yeah, I know. With me, you talked the other day. You said you're gonna start doing Friday and Saturday nights or something like that. Yeah. But what's up, everybody in the chat? Steven, AC, what's up, fellas? Hey, man.
Good.
I still don't say the fight ain't gonna happen.
Damn.
I still think that shit, man. Like I said, man, I can't even get up for the fight no goddamn more, man. Shit, it's just like a goddamn girl you just don't have too many times and she ain't no damn good no more. You can't get it up for her. That's how I feel for the fight right now. Shit. I mean, it just dead to me, man. I mean, y'all can say what y'all want to say. Earl been ducking that, man. All over it not on Al Heyman. So let's keep it real. All over not on Al. Earl, like I said, Earl could have been put his foot down a long time ago and made this fight. He ain't had it with he could like all them other belts. You feel me? He could have said, "Hey man, shit, fuck it, I'm going on here and get Bud." But at the end of the day, we all know Tyler Bud got too much skills for the man. I mean, shit. I mean, honestly, man, yeah, I was going back looking at some of Bud old fights, man. Man, the man had just outrageous, man. I mean, this man talent level is just on another level, man. And believe me, they all look at this shit. They see this shit. They know what Earl gonna beat that man. You know, just like you say, Earl cashing out. He know he do. Earl can't make weight no more. He can't do this no more. And the way Earl talk like he brain damage or something, man.
Yeah, he do. Yeah.
I mean, it looked like the car accident did something to him. I believe he is more hurt than he let out known. It did more damage to him.
Mm.
And I hope the wrong man is okay. But the way he talked, it like, I
mean, he always kind of slurred his words before. You know, he just a little. You know, that's kind of how we talk in Texas anyway. I'm gonna be honest with you, but you know,
your ass don't talk like that.
It's a little bit worse than
you
what
don't.
It used to be before.
You don't talk like that. You cuss him off, go bitch. Yeah, you don't talk like Earl.
Nah, I'm not a slow talking nigga at all. Hell no.
You don't talk like that.
Talking, kind of.
Shit, but you know, it's more or less like, you know, if the fight happened, maybe we can get excited about it right now. But you know, but I'm looking at the tweet that Crawford's sister putting out. You know, she putting out so many words that the fight for it to happen, but it is what it is. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And if it happen, it happen. If it don't, it don't. You know, it's to the point where it's that they don't overcook this fight.
I agree. This shit is over marinated, Mr. Golden. I was just about to ask you that, bro. Hey, I'm serious, bro. I'm not talking about this fight no more until they announce this shit.
Man, that shit is over. Well, I understand every other fight can get made. Everybody can make a fight. And this fight here, it taking longer than Florida Pac-Man, man. What is there to talk about in negotiation?
I think it might be worse, man, because at least Floyd and Pacquiao was still fighting in between them not fighting.
Yes.
Kicking ass and taking names.
Yes, but the thing about it is, you know, damn, Bud been out the ring? No, he ain't out the ring a year yet. Earl been out the ring over a year.
Yeah.
You know, Bud about the ring, what, 6 months? December? This is the 5th month here?
Yeah, he fought December 10th, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so Bud been out the ring 5 months now. You feel what I'm saying?
That's not too bad. That's not too bad.
That ain't too bad at all. You feel what I'm saying? But Earl have been out the ring shit, what, 13, 14 months now?
But I will say this, at the rate that this shit is going, it look like they only gonna fight one time this year apiece. Yes. That's a problem as a fight fan. Like, shit, if y'all not gonna fight each other, I want to see you fight somebody.
You know, and
I'm a fan of both of y'all. So, you know.
Yeah, you know, like I said, at the end of the day, man, you know, let's cut the bullshit. You know, look what the hell we had to put up with Saturday gone, man. You see what I'm saying? Some bullshit ass referee with that bullshit ass fight we had on TV. You know, come on, man. Got that old 99-year-old man beating Rolly ass.
Tony Weeks, man.
Tony,
shout out to Tony Weeks, man.
Ain't no shout out.
God damn.
Hey, did you see my text I sent you?
That nigga has zero integrity.
Yeah, did you see the text message I sent you?
I saw it, but it was late. It was late.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I thought you was getting ready to come on, right? Because we quit with talking. We said, because oh hell, this is a bullshit, man. I mean, you know, PBC, they don't have no shame. I mean, let's keep it real. They don't have no shame, and they're really ruining boxing. Now here they just started off the board $30 million a piece, and Al turned that nigga, he can't take that shit. You're supposed to be your own boss. You're supposed to be your own man.
So is that shit true? Because I had Brim, he mentioned that we was on the phone.
A lot of folks
haven't had time to listen to the interview that was on. So I'm not going to speak on some shit that I really don't know.
Right.
That's just my thing. So is that really true?
To my knowledge, it's true. There have been more than one people have spoken about it. You feel what I'm saying? I have read up on it, and so far it's true that they offer them $30 million a piece. And Al turned it down. He don't want nobody to touch that fight by him. But actuality, Al not supposed to be able to tell him what Al's his advisor, but Earl don't have to listen to what Earl say. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, if you want to keep it a buck, Al just your advisor. Al just advise you, hey, I don't think you should take the fight, but it's up to you whether you take the fight or not. And I think that's what he come out with. He's being played You know, he made that one little thing. I feel like I being played, and them niggas ran around with, oh, bud, he bud played the man, he tied the bud. Come on, that man ain't called nobody name. He doing what I always do. Come on, some crippled ass shit, and niggas just run with it.
But see, that's the thing though. Him and Bud be a real cryptic on their tweets. So
Yeah.
I don't want to take what Earl said and run with it and try to spin it and paint a narrative because he
Right.
could have been talking about anything. So
He could have been talking about it. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
he could have talked. He being played. His girl could have played him with the interview and shit. You feel
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah. It could be anything. Laker game, it could be anything.
Like a game, anything. And you know what? I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna go ahead and pass the mic.
Yes, sir.
I believe that nigga sat down and said, "Watch this here, y'all. Watch how I say some stupid ass shit. Watch how they motherfucker act crazy as a fuck." And he did that shit. Just see how the nigga go. Boom! It took off. That shit wetted more than the goddamn ooh. God damn. I'm gonna let the next man go. For I see old bald head ass goddamn big fish done came up in that ugly ass avatar.
I see you, Mosquito. I got you, bro. I appreciate you, Mr. Golden.
All
Just
right.
hang tight, my brother. Don't slide out the ring without saying bye, man. You know you like to do this shit. You know that's rude, man. We love you, man.
I apologize, man.
I'm just fucking
Sometimes
with you.
you know, sometimes I get that phone
I know you be
call.
having your lady friends over, so you got to do what you got to do. All right, man. Going out to AC, you're live on the chat with the Pat. Talk to me, man. What's poppin'?
Yeah, man. Salute to the panel. Salute to your show. It's a pleasure to be here once again, chopping it up with you.
Thank
you. Basically, this is my cook, man. I'm rocking with Mr. Golden. I'm gonna piggyback off of one of his points where if I were to try to create or try to find a reasoning for Errol's tweet, I would have to go back to situations where it's just me. I wouldn't post a video. This would be part of my research if I was a content creator. I would go back through Errol's dealings or Errol's relationship with PBC and Al. And throughout history, Al has been the one who's been playing them. If a man says he doesn't want to fight a guy, you don't set that fight up. You don't maneuver the guy from 6 to 1 to make him your mandatory. You know what I'm saying? This is your champ. This is the guy outside of Wilder who's the biggest cash cow in your company. And now you're forcing him to do a fight that he doesn't want to do, or stated that he didn't want, and he was never going to happen. When your advisor turns down a $25 million guarantee and a possible $30 million payday for each fighter to fight in Dubai, you feel what I'm saying? You have to take that as, what kind of advisor are you? I understand you're the CFO of this company, but you can't be two within the same. You feel what I'm saying when it comes down to me and me being an independent contractor. I was with some good friends of mine on another channel. I won't. I'll respect this channel's wishes and not mention their name.
Appreciate it.
And what happened on that channel was there was a deep dive into the Athletic Commission's calendar to see what these dates are that are being leaked out. Does the Athletic Commission have it on their calendar? Because so far every event that's been made is on that calendar, as well as Lomachenko versus Devin Haney is on that calendar. The only month that PBC has set aside, right, outside of their past events, is way the fucking September. So from basically September 5th to the 15th, they have 2 weekends open, or just 2 days in a weekend open. That was pretty telling on knowing why we haven't had an announcement yet, and if this thing's supposed to happen in June or July, or let's say even August, why hasn't there been an announcement? It also explains the whole fat camp theory coming from Errol. Errol constantly has to go through fat camp and then he goes through training camp. So fat camp takes time. He said he doesn't like doing these things. That came out of his own mouth, out of his girls, on his girls' interview. I don't like camp. I don't like cutting weight. I don't like that stuff. So that's going to take time. They're giving Errol enough time to get ready for this fight. PBC said, listen, by September, you got to be ready or all of this shit's done. You're fighting Keith Thurman. And I expect Bud to probably announce a fight soon. In the meantime, maybe something else will slide down the pipe on BLK Prime. Being that Jaron Ennis was exposed, he ain't got nothing coming up. So hey, you never know. They said they free agents. They don't blah 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 with Showtime, and they could definitely do it on BLK Prime. According to the other guy, he said he was on the phone with them. So I don't see why that fight probably won't happen soon. So that's kind of my cook. I'll save everything else I'd have to say during the open panel, but I think this fight's going to happen in September, according to the Boxing Athletic Commission.
Okay. All right. I appreciate you, AC. Let me ask you a quick question, though, bro. Do you really believe that the PBC, based off of their track record, will really put Earl Spence in the ring after this long layoff with Terence Crawford without a tune-up?
I believe, this is what I believe. I believe Errol is going to have a tune-up, but it's going to be a tune-up that's closed doors. None of us will see it.
Okay.
We just won't see that fight. It's going to be with pads. It's going to be a heavy fight. It's going to be all-out bar. They're going to try to call it a sparring session, but it's going to be a couple of tune-up fights for Errol Spence. That's the only way he gets truly ready to face Bud Crawford. And these guys out here who's saying Errol is a dog and blah, 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 he don't need tune-ups. Okay. When that man gets folded and dropped like Amir Khan and Ndongo in the second round and get stopped before 6, then I don't want to hear shit.
All right, I appreciate you, AC. All right, man. Next up on the mic, man, is my brother, the General Big Fish. You're live on the chat with the pack. Talk to me, man. What's popping, fam?
Hey, Thoroughly, can you hear me, man?
Yes, sir. How are you, kind sir?
I'm good, man. Am I loud and clear? There's no technical difficulties. I don't want mosquito spray talking shit.
Nah, you sound crispy, bro. Go ahead and cook.
Okay, see, I'm late to the ball game, so I've only heard the bullshit Mr. Golden was just talking about, and then my man AC, what he just said. I come in peace, my brothers, first and foremost. So, but I disagree with a lot of what you just said, AC, and I love to go back and forth with you after I get this out later on in the show. So in that video that was referred to, E-Thriller, it's not being picked up by Terence Crawford's support group that a lot of the conversation was talking about his former habits, him trying to cut weight on his own, being stingy, cheap with his money, not want to pay for a nutritionist. So if you pay close attention and comprehend and not hear what you want to hear, you will hear that he has changed that. He no longer behaves that way. He has a nutritionist now. He's more closer ready to be in fight shape. So I don't understand where this is, like how this narrative getting spent, other than just complete biasness and hearing what you want to hear. And furthermore, E-Thriller, everybody acting like they not excited for the fight. Like Mr. Golden gonna have 2 fight parties lined up at both his cribs. As soon as that fight get made, he already know he capping. See what it is, that the Bud Buddy Nation, they try to act like the Earl Spence side is scared of the fight happening. Y'all don't want this fight to happen, Mr. Golden, because you're gonna have to pay up a lot of bread. I think me and you got $100 bet, Mr. Golden, don't we?
No, we got a food stamp bet.
Okay, well, I know we got something on it.
That nigga said food stamps.
But he threw the
I'm
fight.
I'm trying to be nice. And I mean, you calling my name several times. I'm being quiet. Try to get your ass later. That's
Yeah,
all I got
yeah.
to say.
And E3, I've been telling you for a long time, it wasn't gonna be none of that Keith Thurman bullshit
Mm.
that people were talking about. He go fight Keith Thurman. He scared. He ducking Crawford. He came out his own mouth and told y'all, I am not fighting anybody but Terence Crawford. But instead of getting praise for that, people want to talk about the old Earl Spence. People want to talk about the car wreck and how he drink outside the ring and some Photoshop pictures with his cheeks all puffed up and all this. This man, this is the most successful alcoholic I've ever seen in my life. I don't get it. The man doesn't get any respect. Y'all talk like he's got 5 losses on his record. The man is 28-0. He has a high knockout percentage than your boy Bud Crawford. But all y'all want to talk about is this 7, 8, 9, however many exhibition knockouts he got in a row. We don't care about that, man. Y'all need to get a credit where credit is due. Stop pulling shit out your ass and spending it how you want to spend it. The man was talking about in his interview of his former life of how he handled himself. Y'all really in trouble now that the man got his head on his shoulder. I'm gonna pass the mic, E3. I'm gonna wait to cook when you open up the panel.
All right, that's a big fish, but you got to admit though, bro, some of them pictures and them videos and them interviews that we seen from Errol Spence, the man had man boobs. He had titties, bro. He had titties. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But going out to my brother Mosquito Spray, you live on the chat with the pack. Talk to me, man. What's popping?
E3, what's happening, man? How you doing?
Ah, man, I can't call it. How are you?
I'm good, man. Chilling. Kids over there tripping. Talking about he talking about Superman or something. Y'all in trouble now, CC serious or something. Come on.
Yeah.
But, I mean, on that note, you know what I'm saying? I really think about this, man. I mean, yeah, Crawford's the older man and, you know, age-wise, but I think physically, Earl Spence would be the man with the most wear and tear on his body. You know, due to his violent style of fighting and that big time car wreck he had. You know what I'm saying? That he's the one with more wear and tear on him. You know, Crawford's a younger man physically in the ring, I believe, because of the way the two of them fight. And then, you know, what Spence put himself through, and then, you know, the day, you know, the yesteryear when he was, you know, partying a little too much or whatever. That take a toll on you, man. He's 33 now, something like that. So all this old age out crap might be a load of bullshit, you know. So that's one thing. The other thing is, man, I mean, still, I feel the same way about it. I felt, man, I don't think shit's gonna happen. And hell no, I ain't fucking excited about this shit. The only time I'm gonna be excited is that little 3-second mark period before the referee look at the timekeeper to ring the bell. These niggas looking at each other in the ring. When that shit happen, that's when I'm gonna believe the fight happened. I don't give a fuck about it being announced. That don't mean shit to me at this point. You know what I'm saying? If that do happen, when them niggas in the ring, you know what I'm saying? That bell about the ring, that's when I'm gonna believe the fight gonna happen. But so yeah, that's really all I got as far as what I think about the fucking fight or whatever. But I mean, Crawford will still stop the nigga if they do fight. Whatever, you know, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Already, I appreciate that, Mosquito. And last but not least, going out to my dog, the BFB Master Q, aka Superior Davis. You're live on the chat with the pack. Holler at me, fam.
Go Thriller.
What's going down?
What's good with it, man?
Man, I can't call you,
man.
right?
Oh yeah, I'm all right, man. I'm at work. I just got through listening to a washing earlier. You know what I'm saying? I just got through listening to a complete 3-0 washing, right? No. But not gonna speak on that because I knew that was gonna happen anyway, right? Because no debating skills of any kind. Too emotional. But you know what? This is what I want to talk about. I gotta agree with the general. Mr. Golden, I love you. AC, I respect your opinion. But I disagree with both of you brothers, right? It ain't no different from that tweet that Earl Spence put out You got the Bud Buddies spinning it, talking about Al Heyman. You got the Earl Sexuals talking about he talking about Bud. But for the life of me, I don't know how any side can put a distinctive. He's talking about Al Heyman or he's talking about Bud Crawford. It's the narrative, what you want to spin it to be. Classic example, bro, because that tweet he put out, I feel like I'm getting played. He could have been talking about anything, man. But if I want to put my spin on it, you know, I didn't talk to people that talk about, oh, if you go by past behaviors, that's both ways. That's both ways. I don't put it on either or. I'm not gonna even do all that speculating. And one more thing before I pass the mic, because I'll be ready for open smoke. Mosquito, I'm so glad you came on, because boy, I gotta ask you a question about this Keyshawn Davis. Boy, I've been waiting to ask you this question. So when we get to open panel, I gotta ask you a question about Keyshawn, my brother. And this thinking that the fight gonna be in September, they're gonna have a secret tune-up. That's a reach, my brother. You know what I'm saying? That's a reach. But nevertheless, I passed the mic, man. I'm waiting on open smoke, though, as usual.
Hey, man, the panel is
Okay,
open.
you was the last one.
All right, here you go. Now here you go. Let me jump in your shit first.
Mr. Golden. Let me
get this motherfucker here. Let me get this motherfucker right here.
Hey, hold on, fellas, just so we can have some
I know, I got their hands up.
Hey, AC, go ahead and respond to what Q just said, and then I'm gonna let Q respond, and then Mosquito Free and Q.
I'm gonna respond like this real fast. My points are real easy. First of all, to the brother who said Errol has a higher knockout rate. Bud is 100% at 147. He was like 90 something at 140, and he was in his 80s at 135. Errol's only been in one weight division. Let me finish.
But what's his total? What is his total average, though?
Let me finish. We're talking about the question was, he made the statement that Errol had a higher knockout percentage, and that is completely not true. He doesn't have a higher knockout percentage with Bud at 147. I only mentioned the other two. Two weight classes.
Pull up the box rack, E-Thriller, and show the knockout percentage. Pull up the box rack.
Yeah, Bud is 100%. Who hasn't he knocked out or stopped at 147?
Who said something about 147?
So let me finish. If Errol, now understand this. If the point was saying that Errol Spence, we getting it confused in hearing what we want to hear because these are his old ways. Okay. On one of Errol Spence's most recent interviews where he was at the Frank Martin promotional stuff, Errol said, this was after the car accident, he was saying, right, he was complaining about weight, his weight and cutting weight, and he was saying, listen, y'all don't understand, cutting weight is hard. But prior to that, at the end of the Ugas fight, he said he got a master nutritionist that did wonders. He felt good. He felt excellent. Now he's ready to take on Bud Crawford. But just a couple of months later, it's all about it's hard to make weight. I'm thinking about moving to 154. So if his girl posts an interview where he's saying these are my past things, why would you complain prior to that saying that 147 is hard? You didn't mention your nutritionist when you was complaining. So that debunks all y'all talking points about we got it confused. We're listening to what this man says. At one point, the nutritionist is proper. The second point, you're complaining about the weight. Third point, you're trying to say that you not wanting to go in the camp was a thing of the past. The man is inconsistent in what he's saying. Period. That is the proof. Y'all go back and listen to him himself. Period. That's
okay. There's a such thing called latest information. So which information are you going off of? The latest information, or what are we talking about?
All of the
What
information that I
reference?
just
What
mentioned
the
was said
the
within a 1 year period. All the
no the
information I
latest
said was mentioned within a 1 year period. From
the
the time
latest
he fought
information.
Ugas till today. These are all things he said out of his mouth. And these are all latest things because the man doesn't talk a lot. So you have to cherish when he does open his mouth and take
You
it for.
reference the video, the latest video with his girl, her podcast, right? That's what you referenced on when you talked about how he didn't take how he hated cutting weight and all that. That's what you was referencing, right?
Yeah, that's one point.
Yeah.
That's one
So
point.
so my point was is that when he was speaking in that video, he was talking about his former self, bro. So that's what we got to go off of, the latest information. You're using a scrambled timeline to narrate your talking points, bro. So
What,
whatever what you're talking about is gonna make sense
brother,
without a graphic, or you
brother,
scrambling
I'm
everything
just
up
gonna
trying to
ask you
make it
this,
sound good.
brother. I'm just gonna ask you this one question. What was a scattered timeline if everything was said in 1 year? After Ugas fight, then we're talking at the at Frank Martin thing, and then his girl's video. That's not a scattered timeline. Maybe what you're hearing, maybe you have bad Wi-Fi and it's coming out scattered, but I'm still
No.
inconsistent.
You're talking about these imaginary tune-ups that nobody's gonna get to see. I don't know what that means. And then
Okay,
you're talking about you're
he
talking
just
about a
moved the
fight gonna.
goalpost.
No,
Did the
hold on.
man just move the
Let me
goalpost?
finish. Let me finish. So you brought that up, and then you said the fight is gonna be in September. So you're alluding to Earl Spence being out of shape. So my point to you is that you're making a complete assumption. And if we're going to go off of the latest information that Earl Spence provided to us, because that's all we can go off of. We can't go off of what he say, she say, said. So going off the latest information that Earl Spence provided, so he has a new way of living. He has a new way of training. So what you talking about this stuff, about the fight being in September, is based off of old information of how Earl Spence used to behave. You're talking like how he used to treat his body. He don't do that no more. He just said that in the latest interview, bro. That's
Brother,
my whole point.
Now, big fish,
brother,
let me chime in for a minute. Nah, let's keep it real. The nigga fat. Okay, he fat. He out of shape. All that shit you talking. We seen the video. The nigga out of shape. You ain't quitting to suck it up. There's something the fact the nigga out of shape.
Listen,
And
y'all.
hold on. Let me give him a point in now. You know I ain't gonna be here too long now.
Yeah, let him, because I got a question for you and AC. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Mr.
that's
Gold.
okay. Yeah, and Quentin come here that bullshit. Now, if you listen to what I said that we can't go by there and say who in the hell he was talking about because he didn't call no name. You feel what I'm saying? I didn't ever say he was talking about Bud. I didn't ever say he was talking about Al or none of that shit. Because we don't know who in the hell he was talking about. You feel me? And all the shit, yeah. The man, and he was just fucked up the other night at the fight. So don't talk about he don't do that shit. I mean, he was drunk as hell the other night at the fight. So he's still at that doing what the hell he want to do. To me, Earl not in shape. We seen the videos of Earl, how Earl look. Earl got to get himself together, so let us keep it real. Earl for the cash out, Bud for the knock his ass out. Ethiel gonna bring that mattress out for that nigga ass, and that's all to it. He'll put his ass slapped to sleep. And at the end of the day, all I want Quentin to do, still we got our back, Quentin, with your motherfucking strawberries. I don't give a good goddamn it. We go live with a motherfucker here. We go on Steven's show. We go Earl. We go, oh hell, what the hell is that? But like I said, we still got our back. And Big Fish, you want to bet that $100? We can bet that $100, nigga. I ain't scared of you. Shit.
I want to ask you and AC just one question. Y'all say that Al Heyman turned down a $30 million deal from the Saudis. And for the life of me, I just want to know, where can I find that information at? Because I can't find it. Can y'all direct me to where I can find it?
Like I told E-Thriller, we're not the only one that said it. There's a lot of people out there saying it. I read up on it. There's a lot. Even Stephen Brennan
You read up
testified
on it. You read up on it
listen,
where? So I can find it.
go
Where?
pull it up on YouTube, Quinn.
Hold up, can I intercede real quick?
No. I ain't talking about no YouTube. I'm talking about
Yeah.
where
Hey,
can I find it on Google?
Hold on, Brim. I got it. Hey, Brim. Hey, Q. I'm gonna send you the link, bro. It's on another channel. I'm gonna send you the link.
Thank you.
Just send it to me. I want to read it.
No, it's not something you read. It's not a dollar figure either. We just know for a fact that they had the communications about having that fight in Saudi Arabia, and Al Heyman said nah. The dollar figure is speculation based, but based on the conversation coming from Saudi, knowing how much money Saudi spend, it was going to be more than what Crawford brought to the table, which was the 25 mil. Yes, but it is speculation that 30 million is a speculative number. But there's a lot of information backing that. A lot of people saying that is the number.
The 30 million is speculation. But the fact that the Saudis were willing to pay $30 million to each fighter to have that fight in Saudi Arabia, because the Saudi prince said he doesn't give a shit about anything. He just wants to see a good fight. That's what came out of the Saudi prince's mouth. So he was willing to pay like he weighed.
Where can I find that at, though? What the Saudi prince said that?
I'm going to send it to you, because the person who's in charge of the skills challenge, who runs this stuff in Saudi Arabia, basically said that they had conversations in regards to having the Spence-Crawford fight in Saudi Arabia. And he said, hey, listen, I'm not going to blame Al, because Al has never dealt with us. He's only seen us do 3 fights. So that right there, that statement let us know that there was a conversation, there was something brought to the table, and Al put a stop to that. And based on the history in regards to Crawford saying, hey, I got $25 million from hedge fund, and Al saying, hey, I'm not letting anybody else touch this fight, it's completely legit. And again, the person who made that statement about there was talks, and they talked about it, and Al shut it down, is the person who was in charge of bringing the fights to Saudi Arabia. And E3 will send that to you. And it'll be the 25-minute mark for you when you do watch it.
And just to bring this point home again, because I think the brother misunderstood what I was saying. When I looked at the Boxing Athletic Commission's calendar, it was posted. We all went through the dates. And going through those dates when it was posted, we all saw PBC only has a date set in September, outside of every other event that PBC has held. They have no other event scheduled with the Boxing Athletic Commission scheduled. They have no other date scheduled. The only date they have scheduled is in September. Now,
my bad, AC, you're right. I did misunderstand your position.
Yeah.
Okay, I can respect that, but I didn't misunderstand this. I think you misunderstood me. I don't want you to slim down the numbers. I see you real good at business, boy, crunching them numbers. Don't dwindle it. Yeah, I see. So don't dwindle it down to just a welterweight division. I'm talking about careers, because I know you like to talk about Terence Crawford's entire career. So don't just talk about a little bit of it when it comes to his KO rate. So I was talking AC. So what I'm saying is true, and what you're saying is true, because you're using the numbers to spin it. But what I want to point out, and before I pass the mic, is Earl Spence has a better career KO percentage than Terence Crawford KO career percentage. That's all I'm saying, and that is 100% fact.
I would say this.
Okay.
Terence Crawford holds a body KO in his victory for undisputed. Errol has never done that, so that just destroys any KO or career KO that you might have to say, because undisputed is the king. You don't. I mean, after that.
So AC.
So you saying Earl Spence ain't never got a body KO? Is that what you saying?
No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said at all.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
in the way that Terence Bud Crawford folded on the inside with inside fighting on the inside, the way he set that up and then folded that man with that body shot. To me, when you try to say career knockouts, that is a career-defining knockout in the third round. You dropped the man in the second, you sat him down in the second, and you stopped him in the third with a body shot. That is the kind of KO that goes in infamy. Errol Spence, if he wins undisputed against Terence Crawford and he knocks Terence Crawford out, that is Errol Spence's best knockout, and no fucking body can ever dispute that.
Hey, AC, I'm glad you mentioned infamy. Do you know this? You brought up the Ndongo and Crawford fight. You know what will be remembered more than that fight? A championship fight that'll go down more remembered than that is what we just got this past week. Rolly Romero, what's the dude name? E3.
Oh my God! No, you
His name was Ishmael.
Hold on, I gotta put y'all on mute. I gotta go brush my teeth because that shit just left a fucked up taste in my mouth. Yeah, bro.
So what I'm saying is that the titles, I understand what you're saying, but they just showed us why, in my opinion, sometimes titles don't mean anything. It has to do with the context. So I can point out a more memorable fight, but Tank versus Ryan Garcia would be more remembered than Ndongo and Crawford. And I'm not trying to be funny at all. So when you're bringing up that Ndongo, and that wasn't, that's just not it. You can't.
Bro, you're bringing up
that.
Go ahead. My bad.
No, go ahead.
The only thing I was gonna say was Ryan Garcia was not a knockout. That was a quit. That's what you call a modern day dive, because there was no grimace. There was nothing there. The man just took a knee and waited for the 10 count to stop and got right the fuck up. Like, yeah, I'm good. So where's the after party at? Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. That nigga's a TikToker.
That was expected. What I'm saying? So when
Crawford fought that nigga body up. That nigga shit up himself.
But all I'm saying is this. I don't want to take away from Ndongo because he was undefeated at the time. People will try to take away.
No, he wasn't undefeated.
At the time,
he was not.
He was undefeated.
All right,
no, he was not. That's false information. False.
That's my mistake.
I gotta quit. Calm down. I got it. I got my boy, buddy.
I'm correcting myself. I have to go back and look at Ndongo's record. I just assumed that he was undefeated at that time, and that's my bad. But what I'm saying is, in beating that man and folding him like that in the third round, you cannot, and making it that easy for an undisputed fight. It's not the same thing as Rolly, who the ref came in and clearly did a lot of fuckery there. Ryan Garcia was a willing dive. So those two you cannot compare. You can see the grimace. You can see the grimace, the pain that Ndongo was feeling when he got that punch, when he accepted that punch, and he went down.
Hey, hold on, AC. Let me correct something real quick. AC is right. He was 22-0.
Yes, that's mother. Because
he was undefeated
earlier, and they said Ndongo.
Oh shit!
Ndongo was whatever.
Because he had 2 straps and Bud had the other 2.
I thought he had lost the fight. I know he was on a 4-fight knockout streak or something like that.
I know he lost 7 or 8 straight after that. But I could have sworn that man was whatever. And I was quick to apologize because I never checked.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what happened when you fight Terence Crawford. He ruins fighters, man.
That shit don't mean go down his resume. It's going to be full of motherfucking social workers.
Listen, at the end of the day, you're going to do the same thing to motherfucker Earl ass.
Don't do that, big fish. We've been over that. Edward Troyanovsky, look him up. and Dongo stopped him in the first round.
Let's
Pull
look it
him
up.
up.
Let's look it
Pull up
up.
Edward Troyanowski off Ndongo resume. You can't do that, Big Fish. You can't
Yes,
do it.
I can. We can.
No,
I
you
can
can't.
quit. I can
It
call
ain't. It
you and
ain't. It
question the
ain't. It ain't.
resume.
It ain't legit. You know it.
Prove me wrong.
Yeah, Edward Troyanowski.
Not only that, you can look at Bud resume, look at the fighters that he beat, and the fighter that Danny Garcia, who all y'all praised, he ducked.
Who praised Danny Garcia, man?
All y'all get Earl credit for
Man, y'all niggas
ducking
always
that
Y'all
Danny.
be talking about old Crawford's resume so bad, but Spence fought all the top welterweights. And Danny Garcia, the ultimate tune-up, is the only difference between Spence and Crawford's resume and welterweight. If we gonna be real here, but we gonna leave that alone.
Brim, are you being a bud buddy right now, or Earl sexual?
Neither. I'm being a boxing fan that's keeping it a bean. What are you being, a big fish or a small guppy?
Damn.
I'm just a
So
boxer.
if Danny Garcia was an ultimate, if Danny Garcia, a dude that's been a champion
at 135 to 140. Come on, Q.
Hold on. Watch this here. Watch where I'm finna go with it. If Danny Garcia was the ultimate, quote unquote, tune up, as you should say, then I can flip it and say all those mandatories that never sniffed a real championship was a super tune up, nigga. How about that?
Danny Garcia was one of the biggest duck that was. Danny Garcia was the biggest duck that was. He ducked so many
Say
fighters.
what you want. He
ducked so many
had better
fighters.
resume than anybody y'all try to make better.
He ducked Crawford. And then the man that Crawford beat ass, he ducked him. Come on, man. Danny ain't did shit. Danny ain't did shit at 147. He ain't did shit at 154.
That goes deeper than it goes into what I talked about earlier. How the fuck he got a title shot at 160 and he only fought one fight at 154? But we gonna leave that alone.
Hey man, you align yourself with the right people. You know that's what happens. Shout out to
you align yourself with a clown ass dude who don't respect the sport of
align
boxing.
yourself with the right people.
Who don't
You
respect
align
the
yourself
sport
with
of
the right
boxing,
people.
and you condone this fuck shit.
I don't
Like
condone it.
Rolly?
I'm just telling you what it is.
Right,
Rolly?
the right
Like
people
Rolly?
gonna be the wrong people soon.
Like Rolly.
Like
No,
Rolly?
Like Rolly.
Don't talk about you. Matter of fact, you Rolly right now. You in a championship spot and don't deserve it right now, Q. Because you with the propaganda.
Hey,
Watch this here. You say that,
bro.
but Brim, your record gonna stay perfect. You ain't gotta worry about it.
That's why don't do that. Don't do that, Q. That's why you changed your name and you did it just in time. You better watch yourself. I got a body bag on my record.
Oh shit.
Who did you beat? Who did you beat? In a showcase one-on-one debate, because you didn't have one showcase debate that put me to sleep.
The first one I won. The first one
put me to sleep.
You just want to throw shade on me. I won the first one.
The first one did neither one of you niggas win.
No, I'm
because
not
that
talking
shit
about
put
that
me to
bullshit. I'm
sleep.
talking about my first debate with a
snoozer.
particular person. I actually won. They just slid through the back door and gave one extra vote to go against me. But I know I won that first debate. But at the end of the day, when somebody came at me, they got body bag. And that's why now you're not the right brothers. You're the wrong brothers. Be easy right now, Q.
Hey, mosquito spray. Hey, mosquito spray. Tell me
Hey, Fish, you kind of sound low, bro. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, AC. Hey, Fish, you kind of sound low, bro.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, a little bit, but you kind of sound low. Go ahead.
He sound like Earl right now.
I want mosquito spray to tell me about how Lomachenko go beat Devin Haney for me.
I ain't gonna beat him.
Yeah.
If you do, man, it'll be on the inside, wearing them down. You have to get it, jab and feint his way in, get inside that jab, and work on the inside. Make Haney work on the inside, which he don't like to do. He want to hold on the inside. You got to make it what would be considered for Haney an ugly fight. Kind of dog him a little bit. And we'll see. He's going to be strong on the inside with Haney. Haney, look like the bigger, stronger man. So we have to see how that work out. But if he can get Haney, on the inside where he don't want to be, and get his shots off, things could get interesting. You know, I'm not. I mean, it's gonna be hard for both guys, man. It's a 50-50 fight, man. Just depending on who can impose their will on the other.
Can't wait.
Say
Already
that again
bought
one
my
more
fight.
time, Mosquito. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, Mosquito. Say that one more time. You said it's a what fight?
50-50.
Yeah, something that Tank ain't never been in. But go ahead.
Excuse me, Jerry. I'm gonna do what you told me to do. It's about that time. I'm about to head out.
Ah, shit.
Yo, we love you, Conspiracy
That nigga
Golden.
finna get that back in.
You
Finna
know,
get that back in.
yeah, I'll retire, Quinn. I'll retire. Well, it's about that time. I'm calling good night on y'all fellas, man. Hey, Big Fish, I got your ass coming, man. You just have my motherfucking money where Earl get his ass knocked the fuck out. That's all I want to say to you. You feel what I'm saying?
Big God.
E Thriller, man. Hey, man. Oh yeah, another than E. I don't know whether you know it or not, but the ones who's already subbed to you is on the station here automatically go to your new station. You know that?
Nah, I ain't know that.
Yeah, because I wouldn't. Cause when you print the thing up for it to sub on your news channel, I was already subbed to it, dog.
Nah, that can't be the case because I would have more subs than what I got now.
You did? But like I said, but it did me automatically. Like I looked at it, it did me automatically. When you
Or
click
maybe
on
you
the night,
subbed to it the first time he told you about it.
You probably had already subbed up to it because it doesn't automatically enroll you.
No, this is the first time I heard about it tonight when you did it. That's the first time I heard it. I don't know how.
Shit, I know I got like 80 subs, bro. So that
Yeah.
can't be automatic.
But like I said,
Gold, we know you getting up there, Gold, and you might have forgot.
No, this first time I heard about it. Yes, sir.
That pink horsepower make you side effects is memory loss.
Hey, E, I gotta order me some more of that, boy.
Hey man, I got something better for you, Mr. Golden.
Well, send it to me, boy. Send it to me. Send it to me. Hey, boy, look here. Another day, I was telling you to cut your ass about that. Why you keep that shit with nasty as a fuck, dog?
Ah, yeah, that shit nasty as hell.
Oh yeah, boy, look here. Look here, man. I try to call your ass. I thought that motherfucker tricked me that nasty ass goddamn shit. I said, boy, but that motherfucker worked though.
Ain't nothing wrong with my yang. There you go, baby.
I think that's why I can't get rid of her ass now. But I'm going, fella, man. One love to you. I see and they tell you, come on, Big Fish, Q, Steven, AC, Mosquito Spray. Everybody, the real goat man, and
Conspiracy Golden.
Look here, back in money gone for the night. Holler at you.
Back in.
All right, Mr.
Mosquito. Mosquito.
Yes, sir.
Mosquito Spray. My brother. Let me ask you a question. If a fighter done recently fought somebody, right? And let's say they lost to him multiple times before in the past, right? But this fighter talks shit to everybody else, though, right? They call the smoke for everybody else, but this one in particular person that done beat them before, when it come time to fight him, this fighter hollers things like, "Oh, he's 8 years older than me. The longer it takes for him to fight me, the worse it's gonna be for him. Matter of fact, I'm gonna lay on him." My question to you is that champion talk? Is that warrior talk? Is that dog talk? Or is that duck talk?
That duck talking. I know you talking about Keyshawn Davis. I mean, it's duck talk. I'm not gonna lie. Nobody gets surprised. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's no different than before. If he does avoid this guy, he won't be the first one to do it. He won't be the last. You know what I'm saying? You can go down the list. You know what I'm saying? Canelo avoided Andre. He never had to fight him. He didn't fight him.
Hold up. No. He petitioned to fight Andre.
Just like Floyd Mayweather avoided Paul Williams. Just like Sugar Ray Leonard avoided Aaron Price. You know what I'm saying? We can go all the way down the list.
Hold on. The biggest duck that Floyd Mayweather ever pulled off in his career is with one fighter named Joey Spadafora.
Oh, Paul Spadafora?
Yeah, that dude don't want nothing to do with Spadafora. And then when Spadafora got him in the ring to do some sparring, Spadafora showed him why it was smart for you to duck me.
So wait a minute. So you would have had Paul Spadafora beating Floyd Money Mayweather in a real fight?
Oh, all day. Because he knew how to crack the Philly shell. His movement and the way he kept on shifting the angle side to side and throwing those punches, he mimicked Ray Leonard, but did it in a 2.0 version, the way Spadafora fought. He fought constantly in a manner that says, I will fuck the Philly shell up early. And I just...
But you do realize that Floyd knows how to fight out the peekaboo stance as well, right? He didn't just stay in the Philly shell the whole fight, correct?
Yes, I do know that. And sometimes the issue with the peekaboo shell, if a guy has great angles and lateral movement, he'll catch you in between the peekaboo.
I don't see it, my brother.
Hey, listen.
Personal opinion.
Hey, listen. A lot of people. Like I said, I always think outside the box when I look at fights, and I look at things that maybe other fighters or other people in the boxing realm don't look at, and I use a library of things to say, okay, if you're gonna make this statement, you have to have within yourself definitive proof that proves you can make this statement and have a sound argument to defend it, or have a person say we or bring them to the conclusion we'll just agree to disagree. And my argument with Spadafora is that 100%, because I just looked at the dude and I was always amazed at his movement and his angles. Like, this guy is a problem child. Drugs was what fucked him up, and waiting for a fight he was never gonna get.
So AC, how could you pick him, but for Earl Spence with an alcohol problem, you pick against him because of that?
Oh my God, that's a shitty ass question.
No, it's not. Because no, that's an excellent question. Because I was going to ask the same damn thing. Go ahead, AC.
I had to put it on mute because I know you guys heard the fire shit coming up, because I live like right down the block from a fire junk. Can you just repeat the question again? I know it had something to do with Earl and something about
Earl Spence. You would pick against Earl Spence. Number 1, 2, or 3 reasons would come up is because of his extracurricular drinking versus Bud. So Paul Spadafora being having a similar lifestyle, probably worse, you would pick him to beat Floyd Mayweather, knowing that about him in a real fight.
Let me put it to you like this: if you follow Paul Spadafora's career, you know those things happened after the fact. When he was chasing Floyd, that dude was spit polish, shine to the teeth, dotted eyes, the whole 9 yards. He wanted that fight. He lived, breathed, and did everything he had to do to try to get that fight. You feel what I'm saying? But Floyd went other directions. He went Zab Judah route. He went a lot of different routes instead of facing a guy who was your mandatory, who was the only guy really out there calling you out, telling you, I will fuck you up. Please get in the ring with me. That Floyd, when he was even asked about Paul Spadafora, he wouldn't even acknowledge the guy. So I was like, Floyd, you lose mad points with that one for me.
So we can just
the drug
agree
thing
to
happened
disagree.
after the fact. Errol Spence things happened during the off season of fights. He's active with that.
Okay, so I can agree. I'm gonna just go roll with you on the Earl Spence thing. We can just roll with that because he has a lot of accusations out there on him. I'm gonna just roll with the popular opinion. But getting back to the Paul Spadafora and Mayweather. If I wish we could bet on that fight
Oh, I wish so too.
because I would take Floyd if simply on conditioning and stamina, because I would say that it's very plausible that Paul Spadafora probably, partook in some alcoholic beverages at least, even before he went on to what you call the so-called deep end or whatever.
No.
So
Don't get it wrong. Paul Spadafora did drink. I've seen the guy in a couple of clubs out here in New York and shit like that, just hanging out,
yeah,
drinking and shit like that. But it wasn't like a issue with drinking. Granted, every fighter is allowed their vices. Once the big show is over, if you want to smoke weed, fine. You feel what I'm saying? If you want to have some drinks, fine. You feel what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you cannot make these things habit forming to whereas you get a DUI. You
now
feel
you pretty good, AC, at what you do, man. But you lightening up what he could or could not been doing. All I'm simply saying is I'm going off of your logic based on this matchup that never happened. I'ma just say I'm picking my winner for the same reasons you would pick Bud, for stamina, conditioning, a clean life outside the ring. Yeah, I'ma ride with that. So
Uh-huh.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I got to give it to Floyd because Floyd don't drink or smoke.
Yeah,
Period.
that's the whole point of me.
I get
Saying
that, and that's an excellent rebuttal. It's hard for me to rebuttal that when you have one person who doesn't drink or smoke, and then you have another guy who, on occasions when there are big fights and he's won, he goes to the fight party and he, takes a couple of pulls or something and has a drink in his hand. Fine.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be it only makes the hill steeper for you when you have to face the guy that doesn't do none of that and is a gentleman. But
AC,
the caveat to that is when I watched them in that sparring thing, that no holds bar kind of sparring thing, at the end of that fight, the conditioning went to the guy who walked away as opposed to the guy who fell out in the middle of the ring with his arms out and his legs up in the air.
Yeah, it's a backstory behind that, but them all excuses. That's practice though. Right?
But I
That's
have to go
practice
by the
though,
eye test.
AC.
I only have the eye test. I only have what I see.
Hey, but that's
Let me hold on,
practice
y'all.
though, AC.
Let me ask Mosquito Spray, my boxing historian. How do you see that matchup playing out if that fight would have happened, Mosquito, between Spadafora and Floyd?
Man, first off, that sparring session, Mayweather, they were teenagers then, and the actual work was even work. He wasn't getting dominated by Spadafora or getting the better guy of him. It was even work. He was just tired at the end and laid out the floor. I seen that shit years ago. The work was even work. And as far as like how their careers took off, Mayweather took things to another level once he turned professional because he had the chip on the shoulder from the Olympics. And you say he never referred to Spadafora. You can go back and watch post-fight interviews where he called him Paul Spadafora. I don't understand what you didn't hear him.
I never seen that.
Oh,
I'm being honest. I've never seen that.
When he used to say they used to ask me like, these guys want to fight. Paul, he talked about Paul Spadafora, Popo Freitas, and it was one more. I think I forget who the other guy was, but anyhow, yeah, he used to say that dude's name. He didn't have a problem saying that dude's name at all. It wasn't. I never knew this was a thing. He said, to say that he was ducking Paul Spadafora. I mean,
no, that was my thing. I didn't say it was a thing in boxing. It was my thing as a fan of Floyd Mayweather at the time and a fan of Floyd Spadafora. I just didn't understand if he's what you not saying he is, and he wants this fight. Fuck that dude up.
Yeah, but I mean, at the time, he chasing De La Hoya most. You know what I'm saying? The real great fighters. But as far as who would have won that fight, Mayweather would have whooped that dude, man. I seen Spadafora whatever before he fell off. Them fights with Doreen were too close. You know what I'm saying? He didn't dominate them fights. Leonard Doreen, is he on Mayweather's level? Come on now. Paul Spadafora, he was a good fighter, but
As a big Floyd Mayweather fan, there's only one fighter that I look at and say he avoided that guy, and I think that was partly because the PBC way before there was a PBC, because it was advised by the same person, and that is Paul Williams.
No, I disagree. I would say he avoided Winky Wright.
I would say he avoided.
The problem with that is Winky was a naturally bigger person. By the time he got up to that size, the Winky Wright, he had other bit fish to fry.
I'm just saying they was in contract talks. That they agreed to everything, and then Floyd just walked away. According to reports.
No, all I heard about that, man, because Mayweather had called Winky's name out one time. Winky called their gym, asked about it, and they didn't want no parts of it. I didn't hear nothing about no contract talks. Okay. Mayweather knew, because at the time when Winky was at his peak, at 54, Mayweather was still at 35. You know what I'm saying? So and then he went up to 60 shortly after, when he fought Trinidad and all them or whatever. Now, one guy that did avoid Winky Wright was Oscar De La Hoya. I will say that. Because Winky, he had to fight in obscurity, fight the J.C. Candelos and the Bronco McCarthy. Roy Jones was the guy that helped him out real tough in the early 2000s. He'd always put Winky on the undercards in his big pay-per-views. That's how I first knew about Winky Wright back then. He was the IBF champ back then. Yeah. And he fought in obscurity, and he got a big chance once Mosley when he got in the ring. And that's when he made his name, where he became a household name. He whooped Mosley twice, and then he went on to bigger and better things.
All right, hold on, y'all. So let me roll this quick clip of Floyd calling this dude out. Hold on, y'all.
Okay.
Volume.
No volume.
Y'all can't hear the volume?
Nope.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Can y'all hear it now?
A little.
He mentioned his name first. I heard that he mentioned his name first.
Yeah, he mentioned Paul Spadafora. Go ahead, y'all.
You said Paul Spadafora. I thought I only heard Costa Zoo.
He said Spadafora first.
Let me run it back.
Okay. Okay.
And hopefully moving to 140 and fight Costa Zoo.
Okay. But it never happened, and he never went to 140 to fight Costa Zoo.
Al Heyman at the early days. There you go.
Yeah, so when the fight fell apart and all of that other shit, I was like, bro, what happened? You said you're going to fight this guy. And then you said you're going to fight Costa Zoo. What happened?
All right, hold on, y'all. Going out to Jimmy. You're live on the chat with the Woodpack. Holler at me. My name was popping.
Salute, bro. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, sir.
Just thank you guys cooking, man. Talking some really good boxing stuff.
Thank you.
It's always difficult for me to catch you live because of the time difference between England and America. So that's why I thought I'd hit the link.
That's what's up.
Yeah, shout out to my guys across the pond, man. Go ahead and cook, bro. Say what you got to say.
No, I was just enjoying you guys talk, man. I lost my train of thought. But yeah, I mean, I think Floyd Mayweather, that would have been a great fight with Winky Wright. Paul Williams, I mean, those are some good fights that he never took. But, just one of them, bro. The whole Errol Spence-Crawford situation, I mean, I agree with you guys 100%. Obviously, E-Thriller, you made some great content on that, like proper quality stuff. Hilarious as well. Yeah, I do watch your stuff a lot. So, yeah, man, I mean, I don't think Errol Spence wants the fight, or his team especially don't want the fight. I mean, this has been going on for several years now. It goes from, get a belt across the street to no money to rematch to, it's just, I don't know. And this guy keeps getting into it. He can't go 1 year without, a drunk joyride, going wrong. So it's always difficult.
This nigga said joyride.
A drunk joyride. That's just crazy.
Oh, go ahead, my bad, bro.
How y'all feel about that Q and Big Fish?
Feel about what?
What this nice gentleman from across the pond had to say about, your former number one guy.
What he say? I ain't hear.
Oh, convenient.
Yeah.
What's so hard with repeating it? What he say? You
Go
want
ahead,
me to know what he
say what
said?
you got to say. Say what you just said, bro, so they can hear you.
About what? Floyd Mayweather or?
No, about Errol Spence. Errol Spence and Terence Crawford.
Look, I mean, for me, bro, it's like so obvious that Spence is the reason why the fight hasn't happened. Is get a belt. Crawford grabs the belt, corners in the hallway, literally forces the man to save his number.
Oh, I'm finna get him.
He had his hoodie up, looking for an exit. And obviously he crossed the. I mean, look, bro, he's doing everything. He literally left his promoter, agreed to play B-side. That's not good enough. Obviously, Errol Spence problem with alcohol, the twerking with Yellow Beezy. I mean, it's just not a good look, bro.
Oh my God, the UK is on point.
Well, my UK brother. Let me ask you a question or two. Question number one. I get all you buddies with this one. You say that Earl Spence told him specifically to get a belt?
Yes.
Yeah, he did.
Okay. Yeah. He told Bud Crawford, or is y'all going with the assumption when they did the interview and they talked about Jeff Horn, y'all going with that?
No, he specifically told Bud Crawford to get the belt so they can make the fight. Bud Crawford confirms that when they're in the hallway, just like he just said, when he said it to his face, you said for me, you and Keith Thurman both said get a belt. Errol Spence said, He was shaking.
Yeah, he said okay. He did say okay.
He said, okay.
Yep.
Then he said, I went and got a belt. He said, okay. And now you went over there. Keith Thurman went over there. He said, okay. And then he said, but I got a belt now. What's up with the fight? He said, and then Errol said, well, Sean Porter got a belt.
Easy route. Yeah, the easy route.
So
here we go.
When you try to say where did he say that? He said that to the man face and the man co-signed. That's all we need to know. That shuts that down. That shuts that down, Q. Bro, you got to come with because you can't.
Hold on.
You can't catch this buddy with that.
Hold on. Oh, all right. Well, all right. Well, granted, if that's what y'all want to rock with, that's fine. But watch this. My UK brother. Hold on. My UK brother. Just like I'm sure you're gonna say that Earl Spence is holding up the fight, right? That's what y'all saying?
No, we're saying Fat Camp and PBC is holding up the fight.
Because
Hey,
let me
nutritionist, man. Stop
it. Let me flip it for a second. If you got one nigga that, regardless of when that had to fight or whatever, because he did say they will fight in the future. But see, everybody's comprehension on the future is different. The future means anytime in the future. But I know for a lot of y'all, the future means next. It ain't no different than getting engaged or getting married to a woman. You don't marry her the next day. Y'all get married in the future, right?
Q, you being a Superman right now. You caping.
No, I'm just asking. Because hold on, because this is what I'm saying. If a dude want the moon and the stars, a dude, quote unquote, wants a certain percentage of money, right? It's kind of hard for me to say that he's holding up the fight because a lot of people feel like Bud Crawford is holding up the fight.
Okay, Q. If If what you
That can
if
go
we're
both
gonna go
ways,
by
my
your
brother.
logic,
That can go both ways.
if we're gonna go by your logic, then why would I bring two hedge funds that Al Heyman know of?
Mm.
Errol Spence confirmed the money in a tweet war, in a Twitter war that they had after Bud's interview, in making this statement. The $25 million was for you and your benefit. All money ain't good money. So that means everyone knows it. If I'm doing what you said and following your logic, then why do I bring that kind of money? Why do I then go over to Saudi Arabia and meet with these people in Saudi Arabia to just find out the details of what they're offering if we want to try to bring the fight to Saudi Arabia? That doesn't sound, that completely contradicts the narrative that you just put out there. Now, common sense has to prevail here. A, B is always followed by C if we're talking about the alphabets. So this is an alphabetical thing. A happened, B happened, C is the result. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, but tell me what the results is, because you sounding good, but you're not giving me nothing. You ain't giving me no
The
substance.
results is, if your narrative is true, then explain what is the causality of Bud bringing 25 million, talking to the Saudis, and then the Saudis making a larger offer for the fighters than the initial 25 million.
Hold up, AC. Stop. I gotta stop you, my brother. When did Bud talk to the Saudis? What Saudis Bud talk to? I thought it was hedge funds at first.
No. You're conflating two things.
No. You just said just now, my brother, and we can go back to the playback. It's recorded.
We can go back
you
to
just
the
said just now.
I'm gonna repeat what I just said to you.
You said the Saudis. I'm asking you, when did Bud talk to the Saudis, my brother? When? Because all I've heard, to my knowledge, and most of us knowledge, it was a hedge fund. Now you telling me it's the Saudis. I'm asking you, when did he talk to the Saudis?
You're mixing up the two. You're mixing up
No. I'm not mixing up the two. He
Yes,
just
you are.
said
He's
the
not
Saudis.
he's not saying Bud talked to the Saudis.
Hey, hold on. Brim, let Q and AC get this shit out. Go ahead.
Q, let me put it to you. Let me put it to you like this. The latest news about the fight, right? The latest news about the fight. It was revealed that the Saudi prince had conversations, and Bud had conversations with Saudi representatives on bringing the fight to Saudi Arabia. The $30 million is a speculative amount as to what was actually, what the monetary amount was. Now, when I speak of hedge funds, I speak of the hedge funds first because Jay-Z deals with Rock Nation. Jay-Z has very, very close business ties with Warren Buffett. Jay-Z has no relationship outside of his knowing and business dealings with Warren Buffett that would put him in line with a true hedge fund. Now, hedge funds are not bad things. Hedge funds are used all over the place. What a hedge fund does is just gather information, and then investors invest in the information that the hedge fund put out using logistics and analytic information. So the same thing holds with boxing, to make big fights, to see how much this big fight is going to generate. Al Heyman will go to a hedge fund to do the analytic work to say, all right, how much does this fight generate if we hold it in A at this time? These are the fight cards. What are we looking at? And all a hedge is a financial projection or a sales projection. So,
hey, C, can I ask you a question? I just got to ask you a question before you keep going any further. I want to know, why do the buddies always keep associating Bud Crawford and Jay-Z when I ain't heard nothing about Jay-Z talking about putting any money up for this fight. Where do y'all get that from?
You didn't.
Where do y'all
listen,
get that from?
because you didn't listen to me. I'm going to repeat it again. Jay-Z did not put up any money. The money, the person who has that kind of liquidity, that kind of money to burn, is a billionaire, is a multi-billionaire dude like Warren Buffett, who also is a hotel mogul. He has hedge funds. Hedge funds are one of the most profitable businesses out here because you're taking people's money and just giving them back information. And depending on the variables, that information can be 100% solid or it can fall. There's always a
AC, my brother. But hold on, my
what I'm
brother.
trying to
That's
say-
not the question. That's not the question I'm asking you. I'm asking you, as a buddy, I'm trying to figure out, how do you buddies keep associating
Because
Jay-Z
Jay-Z
and
is in
Crawford
the
in this
picture.
fight?
Jay-Z is in the picture with Terence Crawford. Jay-Z made the statement.
There we go, a picture.
Hold on,
Okay.
let me finish,
Okay.
please. Jay-Z makes the statement in that caption, and the article's written about it. Rock Nation will represent Terence Bud Crawford for one fight and one fight only, and that's up against Errol Spence, which then tells you that where the hedge money came from, it's going to funnel through Rock Nation because Rock Nation already
You're
has
assuming.
Let me
You're
finish.
assuming. You're assuming. Go ahead, but you're assuming.
You gotta let me finish, brother, please. Rock Nation already has an affiliation with one of the highest paid athletes in modern sports today, and that's with LeBron James. They represent LeBron James. So it would be easier to fuck with the FTC and all other legal entities how to funnel that money through these fighters through Rock Nation, because Rock Nation already has that sports entity within its own infrastructure. So you have to understand business to understand business.
Okay, and I hear all that, but watch this. Just how I can associate Earl Spence with Jerry Jones, I can do that off of more than just a picture.
But
I
Jerry
can do
Jones
that
has
more
never
off
said
of the
he's going to
events.
represent Errol Spence.
Okay, and again, I'm asking you, outside of this, outside of a picture, how do y'all keep associating Jay-Z going to be the one that's going to do this for Bud Crawford?
Because
Outside of a
Jay-Z
picture.
already stepped up, and this was the reason why they were in the picture together to talk about the Rock Nation deal. Jay-Z approaches Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford did not approach Rock Nation. Terence Crawford circles. If you look at who he fucks with nothing but billionaires. There are billionaires always in the corner of Terence Bud Crawford. So you have to understand who is the real A-side, who's making the real boss moves. Now you can say what you want if you haven't heard or seen it.
Because I haven't heard it. I haven't seen it.
That
This
does not
shit
make
is something
it
that
not
you was all
true.
assuming.
When there's
It's
someone
none of this
else who's
facts.
seen it.
Hold on, it's already a fact that Warren Buffett actually helped Terence Crawford get into real estate. So what are you talking about?
Brother,
I'm talking about y'all keep putting Jay-Z and y'all keep trying to associate Jay-Z off of a
because
picture.
Jay-Z associated himself with Terence Crawford. It's not what we're trying to do.
Okay.
We're telling you the facts. You just don't want to believe the facts. You want to debate. You want to debate
It's
a
not a
point.
matter. It's not a matter. I don't want to believe it. I just want to know, where can I find it at?
Yeah, is there like
Where
an
can I find
article or
that at?
something? Because this is news to me. Is there like an article?
Because I've never heard this before, my brother. If you can
About
tell
Rock
me
Nation
where
about
I can
Terence
find that
Crawford?
right now, I'll believe you, bro.
Okay.
I believe you, bro.
I'm going to ask. E Thriller, can I break code just to mention two joints that rock with Q's opinion about the Errol Spence and Crawford fight? These two channels both had that same interview. One was labeled Boss Moves. The other one was labeled Terence Bud Crawford meets with Jay-Z for Rock Nation deal. I'm going to go on my computer and I'm going to Google it once again, so this way I can tell you where the two videos were, and they give you the sources of where they got it from, the name of the articles of where they got it from. Okay, you can also go and look at Jay-Z. There was something written about Jay-Z talking about looking to make deals with Terence Crawford to get signed to Rock Nation. So I'm gonna slide away for just maybe 3 to 5 minutes. I'm gonna put my joint on mute. I'll let y'all cook while I research this, and I give you the actual dates that these two videos are there, and you can just look it up for yourself, and I'll tell you exactly what my Google search was, what I plugged in.
All right, y'all go ahead and rock. Hey, hold on, y'all. Going out the boxing nerd, man. You're live on the chat with the pack. Holla at me, fam. What's popping?
Oh, what's good, E3?
Good, my brother.
What's
You
up
all
to
right?
the rest of the panel?
Boxing
Good.
nerd.
My brother, how you doing, Joe Big Fish?
Good. How you doing, boss?
I'm not too bad. I'm kind of under the weather, but I'm just punching through, you know.
Hey, hold on, boxing nerd. Your shit kind of staticky, bro.
Oh, hold on. It's my headphones. Hold on one second.
All right.
Is that better?
Say something else.
Yeah. How about now?
There you go. Perfect. Go ahead, my brother.
Nah, I'm just happy to be back on the panel, man. You guys are always killing it. Miss you guys when you're not around, you know. So whenever I get a chance to talk to you, chop it up, you guys, I have to jump on, you know. So it's great. I really hope this fight happens, man. I was thinking about it today. Had a little conversation with Mr. Q and stuff about the possibility of this fight and the possible outcomes of the fight and how it could go down. But if it really is about to happen, I don't know nothing about this Rock Nation thing. I just seen them take one picture. I didn't know it was that serious. But hey, if it is true, then hey, more power to him. But I just seen one Instagram post. I don't know how they're in business all of a sudden. I don't know how true that is, but let's see the sources. Let's see the receipts. We love the receipts, and
yeah,
if that's the case, then so be it. But I'm just really excited. I just want to save up my money because I want to be there live, because that's a once in a lifetime kind of fight. Pound for pound, number 1 and 2, arguably, give or take. We'll come out on top one day. But I really hope it happens this summer. If it doesn't happen this summer, I don't really care after this, honestly, in my opinion. But back to the panel, I guess.
Yeah, man, this shit need to happen before the NFL start back up. I know that.
For real.
Shit, y'all go ahead and rock, man. Panel back open. Go ahead, Q.
Man, that's just like I had a conversation the other day about the last fight that Bud Crawford had. I was told, quote unquote, he had 19K in attendance. I had to look it up. It said he had 14,360 tickets sold. But what people do, instead of go by what is sold, what is being reported, they'll go look, see how many seats the arena hold, and go with that assumption. Oh, it was 19K because that's how much it hold. The announcer said sold out. Instead of going with the facts or what you know and not assume.
Okay.
Too much assuming.
So
Too much assuming.
This is the fact. I've been trying to put
Give me a fact.
Put the link, just the Google search link in the private chat, but it's gonna make me actually fucking write the whole thing out because it's not allowing me to drag and drop it. But the videos go back to September 8th, 2022, September 8th, 2022, September 12th, 2022, November 5th, 2022, August 1st, August 21st, 2022. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. videos that talk about it. Like I said, these are people who are pro Errol. So if they make the videos,
Well, I would like to see them, man, because I don't always go by what channels always put and pro and remote, because some of these channels, not saying all, whatever which way they want to rock and spin, whatever talking point they got, they'll spin it. I done seen it on both sides.
like
I done seen it on both sides.
I could put it in a private
See,
chat.
what I'm confused about is sort of when Terence Crawford came out and he said, "Look, I called Errol Spence up. I told him I've got multiple investors willing to put up X amount of money." Straight away, Al Heyman shut that down. Crawford said, "Yo, let's meet up. Let's break down the logistics and see where we can go." I mean, Al Heyman's a smart guy, right? He may have been able to get way more money than the 50 million they offered, right? But straight away, he said no one's touching the fight, and the conversation was over. So I feel like if Crawford was a liar, wasn't the onus on PBC to call his bluff? So I'm not really sure what the issue is.
And another thing, what does Errol mean by "I feel like I'm being played"? Who would be playing him besides Al Heyman? That's a good question.
You can say his girl. You can say Bud. You can say a bunch of things.
Yeah,
you can say a bunch of things.
Boxing
it can mean anything. It can mean anything.
Can you guys see in a private chat what I just typed? Because I don't want to say the names. Can you see in the private chat what I just typed?
Yeah.
It's on those videos. I gave y'all the date. I gave y'all the date.
Them niggas not credible at all, though.
Yeah.
September 8th. September 8th. Whether a person, a stop clock is still right twice a day. So regardless if a person is major cap, at least once in a while, you're going to stumble on some shit, whether you trying to discredit somebody or whatever, where you give legitimacy to the thing that's being said. And that's all I'm saying. For a person to say they never heard of it, they don't know. Well, these guys was talking about it.
But where they get it from?
Both of these guys, and then one guy specifically says these were the articles, and he pulls them up right there. So
if he was able to pull them up, that means you should be able to pull them up. I should be able to pull them up. We all should be able to pull them up.
I'm just doing, like I said, I went with the route to give you the people that are within the same mental box that you're in. These are the people who said that this happened. So I'm only going to these videos to show you that.
Hey, see, watch this. One of those persons that you mentioned, one of those persons did a video talking about Earl Spence had sparred Bud Crawford and sparred and beat the brakes off of him before. As an Earl Spence fan, I would love to believe that bullshit, but guess what? As a realist, I know that shit ain't true, my brother. I don't go by everything the channel say.
But that does
the channel say anything.
See, you're bringing up the stupid shit again. I just said, brother, you gotta listen. Listen is really helpful. Listening is really helpful.
I am listening, but you're not telling me nothing.
Stupid shit. Now understand what I just said. I only said these guys, and I also said a broken clock, not a stop clock, because a broken clock means it never tells the right time and it's never right. But a stopped clock is right twice a day.
So essentially, hold on, Q. So essentially, you're saying these the only two. Who the other niggas that reported on this shit? Because I haven't heard this, bro. So and I do a lot of research.
Do you want me to write everybody's name? Who's
Go ahead and say the shit. You ain't got to type it. Go ahead and say it. Put it out there.
Okay, it was Goodfella TV. Chance Side made 2 videos. Push Drunk Boxing made a video, and then there's mad images of Jay-Z and Bud. Just a whole image. It's just a whole thing that says images of Jay-Z, Bud. Then you go to Twitter, September 9th, 2022. The caption is Terence Crawford and Jay-Z, #boxing image, blah, blah, blah. I'm talking to Jay-Z in several or seventh months or some in seventh round or something like that. I didn't click the article. I'm just telling you the headlines.
But see, we need to see the articles though, bro, to see if it's valid. If there's some validity to it, in my opinion. Wouldn't you agree? Because anybody can make up a headline, but they don't necessarily.
When I watched it, this is my point of what I'm saying. When I watched one of the two guys' video here, right? That guy showed the article of where Jay-Z was interviewed, and he was like, yes. And then he showed the article of where Bud was talking about him looking to sign with Rock Nation for a one-fight deal. So it's
I haven't seen an article saying no such thing, and I feel like if they can find it, I can find it too.
You can't see it. If you don't put an effort, then you'll never know. So just like I'm doing the same thing.
Hold on, bro. Give us a timestamp then, because I'm not about to listen to these niggas the whole show, because I don't watch these niggas. So give me a timestamp in the video.
All right, then that would have to be. I leave in the chat on the playback.
That's how we do it.
I would have to leave that in the chat on the playback.
That's a bit.
You feel what I'm saying? And I will do that. You have my word on that. But the whole point of what I'm saying is that was everywhere on the net between September something and the 10th. First it was rumors, and then the picture came out, and then these two guys were saying that they met and blah blah blah, and that was it. If there's any other type verification that's needed, I can call my people who actually know Jay-Z. So at the end of the day, I have no reason to lie to you, brothers. I have no reason. I don't have a boxing channel. I'm just a fan of the fucking sport. I'm a chef and I play airsoft. That's what the AC comes from. My two highest loves right now. Boxing is my entertainment. In this case, I'm speaking from the heart and telling you this is what I factually 100% saw. This is true. Whether or not it came across different people's table or plate does not negate the fact that the information is true. So that's what I'm saying.
Somebody's outside.
That's probably Q working.
Oh yeah. Man, my mic is on. My bad, fellas. Let me mute myself. My bad.
Oh, you
my bad. I'm still listening. Hey, see, let me tell you this, my brother. I ain't trying to say
you got to
lying.
do that when you're kicking propaganda, though.
I'm not gonna say any of that. I'm just telling you that I haven't heard this personally, just as well as one of those names that you named told me that Earl Spence and Bud Crawford sparred before, and that Earl Spence beat the brakes off of him before.
I mentioned five, and you're only talking about one, so that kind of
no. I can name plenty more, but I'm just making the point that you can't always go by the channels, my brother. You gotta have something that back up the channels, because they will say anything because they're gonna favor who they favor. They're not gonna always be truthful. And I'm a Spence fan, and much as I would love to believe that, I know that's not true. I know that's not true. You know that's not true. That Earl ain't never sparred no Bud Crawford.
Okay, then we're not talking about that. We were actually talking about Jay-Z. I really don't care about. I really don't.
And I know you don't, but I'm just making the point that them channels and them names that you name, They got some shaky credibility, brother. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
They got some shaky credibility.
Listen. Let me put serious context to all of this, where we always have to question where the information came from. In this day and age, when we're talking about this Terence Crawford and Errol Spence fight, let's be real. Accolades have no credibility anymore. CompuBox, no one trusts CompuBox. Steven Espinoza says Steven Espinoza is a liar. Al Heyman. I mean, if we look at every time someone brings up information, and then there's always someone to knock that information down, and then we only have tiny bits and pieces of things that now become speculative conspiracy theories, then the arguments that we're making are frivolous on both sides, because at the end of the day, like I said, a stopped clock is still right twice a day, and that's morning and night, and that is an absolute fact. So regardless of how fucked up the thing is, because people say Coppinger, and all of this other stuff, but they want to quote the man when it comes down to PBC pay-per-view numbers. We got to stop that bullshit, bro. Accept the information as it comes to you, because neither one of these guys is telling us anything that's 100% tangible, except Terence Crawford when he came out with the video expressing what happened. I never got this. This is what happened. That's what happened. And then the Twitter war. After that, everything else is cryptic fucking tweets and speculation. So if a video is coinciding what is being said, then it is what it is. That stop clock might be right. Let me check my clock. That is right. Oh shit, the stop clock is right. It is 1 o'clock. It's just that simple, fellas. It's just that simple. You can debate it as much as you want, but that is the absolute fact.
My brother, that stop clock analogy is weak as hell. And we were talking about continuous liars. You can only lie to me so many times before I just not listen to anything you say and find it credible, man. That's all I gotta say about that, bro. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, I'm not coming back.
So let me ask you this question. You have a stop clock on your wall. When you're at work, do you constantly look at that stop clock to see the time and know that it's wrong, but still the clock is still there and you're still gonna look at it?
I'm gonna get batteries and fix it.
That's a fact. That's a fact. But like I said, not a stop clock. Stop clock. Maybe it doesn't need battery.
We're equating time to someone that lies about.
Yeah, I was just about to say, bro, why would I look at the stop? Hold on. Why would I look at the stop clock when I don't watch the motherfuckers at all? So I don't even have the clock on my wall.
You only got to lie to me once for me to not listen to you at all.
The point I'm making is extremely simple. And sometimes the simplest things are the hardest things to understand.
No, nigga, I totally understand what you're saying, bro. You can't smart talk me, bro.
I'm not trying to smart talk nobody.
Listen, I know exactly what you're trying to say. We just don't agree with you.
Okay, so if you don't agree, fine, but that doesn't make the information wrong.
Well, how does it make it true?
How does
because it came from this certain channel that you think is endorsing this Rock Nation bullshit? How is it true, bro? Where's the links? Where's the articles? That's all we saying.
Because oh my God.
You got to show me proof, bro, because I show proof on the shit I say.
And I'm showing you proof.
You ain't showing me shit, bro. You drop some names. You ain't even drop a link to the video or the article. Where's the proof?
I said I can't drop. It's wanting me to type it in. It's wanting me to type it in the what's the name, and I'm trying to have a conversation with you and drag and drop it so we can still talk. So I'm not sitting here feeling like I'm in fucking school. dropping things
Got
that
it. But until then, you
the
have
same
to
thing
got it.
everyone
Until
else
then,
on
you
this
have to
panel
understand that we
can
ain't got to
do.
agree with the shit that
I'm not the
bro.
only one with the computer.
That's all
Everyone
I'm
on
saying.
this
Like we
panel
ain't got to agree with
can
this
take
shit.
what I say,
You
can take what I say
feel how
and
you
Google
want
it
to
as
feel.
I'm
Hold
saying.
on. You feel how you want to feel, and we feel how we feel. We ain't got to agree.
Okay, but the point is, you can E-Thriller, this is my point. You can disagree with me, but if you don't make a conscious effort to Google it yourself, and you're only expecting the person who's saying it and who's actively trying to bring the information to you, who's already bought information that says blah, 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 but you're debating it. So if I brought Mike Carpenter numbers, then you would say, well, Mike Carpenter is cap. He doesn't always tell the truth. And that's the whole point I just said. So at the same time, we're always, in this day and age, you're going to look at the sources and then question the sources, whether or not the information is true or not. And I think that doesn't make that thing not true just because you don't like where it came from. That's my point. You can say I'm wrong. You can say I'm wrong, but until you Google it yourself and investigate it yourself and see what I saw, then you can literally tell me I'm wrong, and then we can debate that. But
okay, so Ben, hold on. So let me say this.
Doesn't want to do
hold
that.
On, AC. Hold on.
I just ask for my respect.
Hold on, AC. You've been talking long enough. I've been listening. Let me just say this. I'm gonna do my research, but I still want you to post a link to the video or the article. And once I do my research, we're gonna double back and talk about this at a later date because I'm about to end this show. It's been 2 hours, bro. I got to get the fuck out of here. Closing thoughts, man. Going out to the unbiased Brim Reaper, man. Take us home, bro.
Hey, listen, I appreciate you rocking with us tonight, giving us this platform to talk our shit. Shout out to everybody on the panel. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I hope to have you on there more often so we can talk this shit. And at the end of the day, for me, it's PBC's time to fold up to 10. I'm tired of all the bullshit. I'm up to here, and that's where I'm at. And everybody have a blessed night. And Q, just remember, my record's a perfect one.
I really appreciate you, Brim. All right, going out the Boxing Nerd 101, closing thoughts, man.
Oh man, it was great. Being back on the GOAT Thriller channel.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, man, for coming on. Hopefully you could come on more often, but I understand how life is. This is a part-time fun time gig, not the full-time thing. So
yeah.
Man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate everybody for coming on, and be breezy.
Appreciate you, Boxing Nerd. All right, going out to Jimmy, closing thoughts, man.
Yeah, thanks, bro, for having me on. You got a great channel. I hope you stay more active. Because the YTBC needs a wolf pack. There's too many sheeps and too many kittens out there. So take care of yourself, bro, and I'll see you around.
Appreciate that, fam. All right, going out to AC, closing thoughts, man.
My closing thoughts are basically, Bud, whenever they get in the ring, Bud is going to finish this dude. He's going to sit him down in the second and probably finish him off before 6.
Already, I appreciate you for tapping in, my guy, man. Shout out to everybody that pulled up on me on the panel. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to the playback gang. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure you sub up to my new channel, my backup channel. Let's run the numbers up, man. Let's go hit the like button. Go hit the sub button to sub up. Shout out to Mr. Julio for always fucking with me from Philly, man. I see your boy. Last but not least, going out to the Superior Davids, a.k.a. the BFB Master Q. Take us home, man. Closing thoughts.
Hey, man, tonight was an interesting show, to say the least. We definitely got to do something on the weekend, for sure, where we have a little bit more time.
Yeah.
But AC, my brother, no need to get mad and emotional, my brother. We gonna look it up. And if what you saying is fact, I personally, next show come on, I personally tell you, my brother, you was absolutely right. Only thing that we trying to tell you is, if those people that you named, if they can find the article, they know special, then me, E3, and everybody else, they ain't no different. They ain't got special privileges, my brother. We can find that. And Brim, your record is still a perfect one. You and Cam, well, you got more losses than Cam because Cam got his loss tonight. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, man, I can't wait till we get on here the next time, man. I think I'm down for some King of the Ring, man.
All right, that's a bet, man. Appreciate you, Q. Once again, shout out to everybody in the playback game, man. Shout out to everybody that hit that like button, the dislike button. Really don't matter to me. Until next time, we are gone.
Yo, what's up? This is B-Hop. Like I say, what's up, man? E-Thriller, the Black Mikasa. What's going on? This is the champ, the Hall of Famer. Respect, the undisputed. Yeah.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
The Black Picasso cleaning up the sport of boxing, speaking facts over the gossip. Haters all up in the comments. I ain't here to be liked, but smash that like and noti button. We don't sugarcoat nothing, just healthy boxing discussions. E-Thriller, painting these pictures oh so vivid. Applying Duke Coach K, that straight full court pressure. Only God could judge me, so tell these chumps ducking smoke. Remember one thing that the boxing guys don't like: ugly. Shut out Big Fish and everybody that joins the panel. For all my new supporters, sub to the channel. Like Floyd say, it's easy work. That bait jab with that left hook send them straight to sleep. Experts, we the experts. We never sugarcoat. Tune in to Black Picasso. Sit back, enjoy the show. Enjoy the show.